Let's tell ChatGPT, please write the content for section 1. It thinks it should know section 1 introduction. I'll make sure by putting an introduction. For section 1 introduction, please write the content for section 1 introduction with examples. All right, so sometimes it's good to have things like also give me examples or whatever. And I could tell who am I writing for, right? The content should be for a beginner dividend investor. This is where the more you put in, the better. So now we know it's for beginners. And I might want to even say, and we talk about style and tone later in the course too, but I might want to say, please, write in a friendly and fun tone. All right, because I'm friendly and fun. I think I'm fun. Friendly and fun tone. And as opposed to academic tone, or I'm going to hit enter here, as opposed to an academic tone or a serious tone. If you're writing something that might be a serious subject, maybe you want to be a very serious or a very precise tone. So this is now writing there. Hey, if you're reading this, hey there, if you're reading this, Chancellor, you're interested in dividends. Well, you're in the right place. Hey, good. So this is getting me a start, right? So this is the introduction, but first things first, let's start with the basics. Why would you want to invest in companies? And so this is already writing my content, right? I could be writing this, but it's already writing my content. Now, we want to use this, we want to adapt this, we want to use this and create it and make it our own. We don't want to copy and paste from ChatGPT. I'm sure people will, but it's not going to be as good as if we wrote it ourselves. But this can kind of get us organized and thinking about, like saying but it's not just about income, and it talks about other things it does, like, oh yeah, I should mention that. I focus so much on income with dividends. I should talk about this. And here's the example, right? Give you an example, right? So then it has this example here. So here it's written a short little introduction, and I could do the same thing with every other subject, right? Fundamentals and all that, and building that out more, right? So I can just keep doing the same thing, building out, section by section is basically what we can do. Please do the same for section 2, right? And it'll do it, right? And so now I'm building this all out. I could put this again into something where I'm going to now manipulate this text in like a Word doc or a Google Doc and really start working with that, right? In this section we'll cover fundamentals and all that. And you can see that go. All right, so that's good. We've written our outline. We're starting to write chapters. We'd want to keep doing that and kind of build out all of our book. And you can always stop generating at any time and all that too. So let's say, dividend yield, right? So that's a specific type topic, right? So in dividend payout, well, this is good. These are dividend payout ratio is a real detailed thing. So I'm glad it's capturing that. I'd want to build that out. So for example, if this says dividend payout ratio, what's that? This is where you might want to build on that, right? You'd say, what is the dividend payout, or let's do yield. What is dividend yield? And give an example. Oops. All right, and you don't have to, we'll skip on this so you don't have to watch us doing it, but let's say it's coming up with something, I might know the topic, I might know about things like dividend yield, but it can help answer that for me right there. Let's say it's something I didn't know, I'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and it's got a nice example here too, and then I can build that out. Maybe instead of, this gives me an idea for an example, but maybe instead of XYZ company, I want to use a real company. All right, so this is how we're building out our content. And as we continue to build that content out, eventually it's going to be a whole book that we'll need to then edit. A couple last things in this to get you kind of started and really walk you through the whole process. One is, the next is a title, right? We need a title, right? So ChatGPT is great at coming up with titles, at least giving the bare bones of a title. Let's say, please give me 10 titles for this book. Again, it knows what I'm working with because I'm inside that chat. If I left the chat and started a new chat, and again, we're going to walk through the interface here in a moment in an upcoming lesson, it's going to start working stuff around that chat. I'm making a book on dividend investing. It's not going to give me stuff on, how to get out of debt or something, how to exercise, whatever it might be. So here's 10 potential titles for the book. and building reliable stream of income, passive income, dividends 101, dividend growth investor. And so I might like, I can go through, and if I like it, great. If not, I could say, just say, please, give me 5 more or 10 more. How many more do you want, right? Or regenerate that content. When it said regenerate, it'll redo it basically. Regenerate that content. So now it's giving me a difference. The dividend revolution, building wealth with dividends, dividend investing for busy people, low maintenance income stream. So maybe that's my niche, right? Maybe I'm looking at people are busy, they want to invest, they want something safe, they want that income, and they want it to be a real low maintenance income stream, right? So that's kind of my title. Maybe it's already got kind of a subtitle there, dividend investment for busy people, and that would be the subtitle. But maybe I would want to say, please give me a subtitle for number 3. Or I could just copy and paste the whole thing of number 3 down there, because it might get confused that I'm thinking about dividend 101 when I'm really looking at it dividend investing for busy people. And so here it is. It's getting that simple strategy to create low interest income stream, beginner's guide to dividend investing, right? So I could just, instead of having this part, I could have just dividend investing for busy people, and now I have maybe a little bit better subtitle, right? So that's all it is for making titles and subtitles, and you can keep expanding on that. Let's look at 2 last things real quick. A description of your book that you might have, let's say, in Amazon or in Kindle, where you're going to have a description of your book or your back cover, and it might say, please give me a short, a description of the book that I could use on KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, right? Self-publishing on Kindle, right? So, and it'll basically kind of give you what you would want as far as, a potential book description from this, and then you'd want to build on that. Maybe you'd want to add some different bullet points, or maybe it says whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced investor, but you also have to watch for where it's pulling from something else, because then Intel, it says dividend investing 101 is the ultimate guide. Well, that's not right. We decided we wanted this one, right? Simple. We wanted dividend investing for busy people, so it got that wrong, right? So that's why we have to double check everything. And I could say, please redo the description for dividend investing for busy people. I could put that in a quote or whatever to make it stand out. ChatGPT is actually very good at recognizing what I'm looking for. I'm just hitting enter here. And now it should redo that. And instead of saying dividend investing 101, it should say dividend investing for busy people. Because it's still using the same outline and everything I had, this part might be very similar, or it might be a little bit different too. It'll give you some different options, right? But with this here, it's what are dividends, how to evaluate dividends. You see, now it's rewriting it to give a little bit different options, or maybe it's a little bit more interested for the busy people. You'll learn how to make money without sacrificing your valuable time. You catch this here, without sacrificing your valuable time. See how that ties together better than dividend 101 and achieving financial independence. All right, so I got a title, subtitle, and my description. And one thing that's really hard for folks, it's for me, author bios. You find that hard sometimes? You're like, I need to tell stuff, but I don't want to be a braggart or whatever. So ChatGPT can help do that for you, help you write your bio and write a good bio. So I could say, please create a bio. And this is where you want to be, of course, truthful. You don't want to say that you were the captain of the swim team when you never was on the swim team. But please create a bio for me. It doesn't know who I am, I don't think. I'll say Steve Ballinger. And I could put in there and you just put in some things about you, right? Top Udemy instructor on investing with over, what am I up to now? I think I'm up to 477,000 students, by the way. Thank you for enrolling in the course and my other courses. I really appreciate that. So thank you for being a student. 477,000 students, and focusing on investing in stocks, crypto, Forex, which is foreign exchange, personal finance, you just list out your different stuff here. ChatGPT and management, and also management. I teach some management courses and time management courses too. I teach a variety of stuff. Okay, and so I'm giving it some data, some information, finance, and maybe I want to add a little personal thing in there too. I love to travel with my family, wife Helen, and son Patrick, to areas such as Scandinavia. I've been to Scandinavia, and I'm going to Egypt here, upcoming. So that's kind of cool. Egypt, Jordan, and the Middle East. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming up here shortly. So let's say that's my bio, right? Now, what ChatGPT will do is it'll take that data I gave it and actually write a nice bio, right? So then you can kind of be a little bit, hands off on it, where it's like you don't have to be like, how do I phrase this without being strange or whatever? And it's basically going to take some of my stuff, right? I mean, I kind of wrote it, I guess, too. And that's it, and then you have to check it, right? Am I an expert in the field? Yeah. Am I passionate about helping others learn? I didn't even put that in there, but that's actually true. I'm very passionate about helping others learn. I am managing investing wisely. So you can start to adjust this. Avid traveler, new destinations, wife Helen, son Patrick, and all over the world, from Scandinavia to Egypt, and then with a wealth of experience, description, So you can kind of read this, but you can see how it's putting together a nice bio that I can then build upon or adjust. And that's really the key thing with ChatGPT, is it's going to help you, your personal assistant. It's going to be your writing assistant, and then you're going to adjust and edit based on, from that, right? I'm not going to just copy and paste this, though it's pretty good. Steve is pretty good, but maybe I want to build on that more. Maybe it's less personal finance and more investing, get that, be more specific, that kind of stuff. Or talk about myself of becoming financially independent at a young age. I could talk about that. So there you go. So the rest of the course, we're going to keep building and expanding on this. But right now, I want to give you right away stuff you could use right away, and you could just start diving in right now. And the rest of the stuff is going to really help fill in some of the gaps and get into things like children's books or fiction books, promoting all sorts of different stuff. We're going to fill in that a little bit more and using ChatGPT, but you can see how easy it is to use, how fast it is to use, and how you can use it step by step to build your book and get it all created and help you, achieve, if it's your first book, maybe achieve a dream there, or help you create more books more effectively and quickly. So with that, let's keep going on the course.